Greetings everyone, DFG coming to you from the cemetery. Hey guys, I just want to take a couple of minutes to talk to you about a couple of things that's on my mind, things that hopefully are on your mind. If they're not on your mind, you'll be thinking about them, after you review this video. Christianity, that sore subject that so many people do not want to talk about. There's an old saying, you don't talk about race, you don't talk about politics, and you don't talk about religion. Well, you know what? I'm going to talk about race, I'm going to talk about politics, and I'm going to talk about religion. I'm talking about Christianity right now. And I just want to give some clarification around what's going on with Christianity and why I am not a Christian and why native people of this land, the aborigines of this land, so-called African Americans, shouldn't be participating in that religion. Okay? It's dogma. It's not founded on anything that's spiritual. Okay, I want to say actually divided out here, but we know I can't do that. Not founded on anything that's spiritual. As a matter of fact, if you go back and you look at the origins of Christianity, it started around 325 AD, about 325 years, 3 centuries after, the Messiah had been crucified by the Romans. The white people, Romans. By the Jews. I'm sorry, the white people, Jews. They were the ones who killed or crucified, the Christian, Jesus. Okay? That had nothing to do with, anything as related to the Native Americans who were here, because I'm sure we were here while they were over there doing what they were doing with their Jesus. Okay? But that, being said, I want to get into how that Christianity came from over there in Africa, Asia Minor, over here to where the Native Americans, so-called African Americans, people who look like this, exist today. Different shades of this, but definitely those who look like this. When you look at 2 incidents that just happened over the last 48 hours that came to my attention. The first, there is a ministry called Inspired Vision Ministry. And this is in Dallas, Texas. This particular pastor named Karen, I want to say last name is Belknap, B-E-L-K-N-A-P. Pastor Belknap made the comment that the reason why the black man, so-called black man, I think he was from the Caribbean islands, was killed by the police officer, who happens to be a white police officer killing a black man again. The reason why she killed him was because she was, guess what? Overworked. And that if the Dallas Police Department had more resources, had better benefits, didn't have to work overtime, if they were in a safer community, she wouldn't be so tired, and so she wouldn't have gone in there and walked into this man's house and killed him for being in his own house under the guise that he was in her house. Okay, now this is not only a pastor of what appears to be a mega church in Dallas. You can go look it up, but she's also the executive director of charter schools in Dallas. It's called A+ Charter Schools Incorporated, and this is what she had the audacity to say. Now, if you don't believe me, Google it up. Or matter of fact, you can go to my Facebook page, or my Instagram page, or my Twitter page, and take a look at it for yourself. Clearly blamed the death of this young man, who said that his murderer was justified in murdering him because at the end of the day, she was, come on, watch this one, she was tired. Now, I think that's an all-time low. I mean, we talk about, we've heard about Alton Sterling getting shot for selling CDs, Eric Garner getting shot for selling single cigarettes, Philando Castile getting killed because he went to get his license as he was asked to, Walter Scott because he was running away in the opposite direction from the police officer. Now, those were lows, but this is an all-time low where you come in my house and accuse me of breaking in your house, in my house, and you don't ask any question, you just fire 2 shots into my body, and then walk out, and then you get the whole Dallas Police Department and Pastor Belknap saying, hey, it's only a manslaughter issue. And if we could do anything more than that, we're going to make sure you don't serve any time, because at the end of the day, you know, you were just tired. What an atrocity. And when you start talking about Christianity, and I'm talking to you Christians, how do you feel about that? Now this, oh, by the way, this particular pastor is over a pretty much all black church. At least most of our congregants are black, at least from what I've seen, okay? So here it is, as someone who's preaching over here to black folk about Jesus, you know what I'm saying? And that, of course, she feeds them, you know, she gives them some food, and she makes sure she talks about all the food she gives to those beggars. You know, because that's what we do. You know, although we're not the main consumers of welfare, we're not the main consumers of food stamps, but we are the beggars. We saw those numbers just recently. So she feeds those poor little, you know, black folk, and for that, she is so proud of. Oh, but if we happen to kill one of them, oh, well, it's no different than, I don't know, killing a snake. You know, going across the road. You know, I didn't want to kill it, but I rode over it, and I'm saying, well, you know, I'm sorry I had to kill the snake, but at least the snake won't hurt anybody else. Her attitude towards a black man's life, this pastor, this Christian pastor, okay? And I know you say, okay, but that's just one example. Well, let me tell you about another Christian pastor, Kimberly Daniels. Now, Kimberly Daniels happens to be the congresswoman down in Jacksonville, Florida, I'm sorry. All right? And she is a state councilwoman for that particular area. Guess what Miss Daniels had to say? Oh, Apostle Daniels. Apostle Daniels said, you know what? Black people are fortunate, because if it wasn't for slavery, they would be still in Africa praying to trees. Now, I'm gonna take a liberty here. My white, you know, friends who are in here, I'm gonna believe that you didn't say amen and give that 2 thumbs up. Okay, I'm gonna just say you wouldn't have did that, all right? And if you did, I'm still gonna pretend like I didn't see you in that one. But that's what she said. And you guessed it, yeah, a black apostle, Kimberly Daniels. If it was not for our enslavers, we'd still be praying to trees in Africa. I'll be damned. But this Christian charade is one hell of a fix, is it not? It is one hell of a fix. As I stated in the beginning of the video, it all was constructed right around 325 AD. Emperor Constantine got together with some of the other, you know, Asia Minor, North Africa's bourgeois, and they decided, you know what? How do we get the masses to be influenced by our control? Well, let's concoct this idolatrous religion, and let's take and tie it up with our Roman mythology, and let's kind of bring them both together, and we'll give it a nice little pretty name. We'll call it Christendom, and we'll make the emperor the Lord, the king, the Pope, you know, of all of Christendom. Oh, where's the Pope from? Oh, he's from Rome, but you know, hey, don't tell anybody that. It doesn't matter. After all, you know, the Catholic Church, you know, Catholicism is the mother church. Wow. So you wonder why Squanto is not a Christian? I think I've just given you 2 perfect examples, and I could probably go on. I mean, most of the enslavers, as you guys know, they were Christians. And okay, if you want to one-up it, most of those segregationists, you know, down in the mid-1900s, from the beginning 19, all the way to the George Wallaces of the world, you know, all those bigots, right? We heard about them, Bull Connors. They all were Christians. Oh, yes, they were. They were God-fearing Christians. Every single Sunday talking about segregation, segregation. As old Wallace said, segregation yesterday, segregation today, and segregation forever. Remember that? Some of you guys, if you're in my age group, you remember Mr. Wallace. I was a puppy when he said it, but that's what he said. Segregation forever under the cross, you know, the thing that they crucified Jesus on, the thing that you wear around your neck that you put in your house, you know, the guillotine, the firing squad shotgun, you know, electric chair, all those things, you know, that had he been here today, they would have killed him with using those mechanisms, and you would have gladly put that on your neck, on the wall in your house, on the back of your car. You get the drift, okay? So, the Karen Belknap, the Kimberly Daniels, here's what I think about your Christianity. You can take your Christianity and stick it so far up your... Oh. You thought I was going to say that. That's what you can do with it. And you know what? I say this, fully aware that I'm going to offend some of you. But you know what the scripture says? It says, woe unto them who are offended. Okay? Because offenses are going to come. So you know what Yahweh tells me? Don't worry about offending. Speak the truth. You follow me? And that truth will protect you. So I'm not worrying about offending you with a idolatrous false lie. Now, how can these people stand here and tell you in these pulpits every Sunday, the day of the sun, all right, not the son of the Most High, Yahweh, the day of the sun, the sun. Every Sunday got you in these hellholes. I bet my subscriber count gonna go down now. Praying to a sun god. Talking about waiting for Yahweh to come to rescue you. Out of the clouds, he's gonna come. He's gonna solve all your problems, so-called, African American, Aboriginal American. He's gonna come and he's gonna take and he's gonna make your streets paved with gold. He's gonna put you back in the land filled with milk and honey. The land that you're already in, this one that's full of milk and honey. But no, you're going to wait till you get in there. Well, better yet, you can see those back. You're going to wait till you get in there. And then he's going to take you out of there so you can come back here. Boy, that's some pretty good magic, let me tell it. So I'm going to end this video. And I'm going to tell you so-called Christians, you better wake up. There's no body coming out of that sky to make your life any better. If your life is going to get better, you better build a community, you better build a culture, you better start holding these bigots and these racists accountable. You better take a stand for your own self. There's an old saying that if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And right now, Native Americans, Aboriginal Americans, you are falling for any and everything. And this foolishness for Serena and Colin Kaepernick and all of that foolishness, that is a waste of time. Someone was telling me yesterday about in Kenner, Louisiana, the mayor said he's not going to buy Nike products anymore. And so they had the Saints players going to Kenner to boycott. You dumb, stupid idiots talking about those football players. Seriously? If you really gave a damn about those kids having equipment, you would have already donated some of those millions of dollars of salary some of you guys are getting and bought them equipment a long time ago, since your training facility is right there in Kenner, Metairie. But anything to stand there and make yourself, give us a show. Like that old saying says, give them entertainment and give them food and the people will be pacified. Like you give a goddamn, dummies. And I'm telling you, all you people of color, you can't stop running after shiny things. You're like little babies, like little kids, Today, once you want ice cream, and then you want cookies, and then you want cereal, and then you want milk, and then you want orange juice, and you want Kool-Aid, then you want cookies, and you want crackers. Give you 2 minutes, and I guarantee you'll be on to something else. I mean, after all, what happened to all the pedophiles? The 300 priests, the 1,000 kids plus who were molested? You notice it's gotten really quiet out there. They're not talking about the sex traffickers anymore. It's getting quiet out there. Huh? Where are they? I can't hear you. I can't hear the 2,000 children coming up missing every day in this country. I can't hear you. Or the over 800,000 that's coming up missing every year. I can't hear you in America. Uh-oh. We got caught up on shiny things. Colin Kaepernick, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. And Serena, naughty girl. I know it's all about, I'm a woman. I can't believe you. I'm a mother. I have children. How could you do that to me? You're a liar and you're a thief. Say you're sorry. Wink, wink. Next Nike commercial. And old LeBron. My school with all of my Caucasian teachers and Caucasian principals pushing, that special agenda. You know which one I'm talking about. Where boys, girls, boys, they. That one. All right. That's enough for right now. DFG, I know you love me. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. And you know what? If you don't like it, hey, I'm right here coming to you from the cemetery. Love you guys. Talk to you tomorrow.